I am using the Sweet Arts Volumizer, okay, so it's just got these little ridges that's giving Sadie like 3 times the volume, and all you'll do is take a slice of hair and you just press and release all the way from root to tip. Okay, there's only a slight indentation, but this is optional, okay, you can do this style without using the volumizer first. And then what I'd like you to do, guys, is just put a really quick curl to the hair. So however you find that easiest to do, so you could use your straightening irons like I am, or a wand, or tongs, or whatever. Just a nice quick curl, and I'm going to do that all the way through Sadie's hair. Okay, so that's the curl in now, guys. So what I've done is I've just taken some random strands at the side here, and I'm just going to twist these and put in a little grip, because I'll do these last. I just want a little bit to frame her face, and I'll do the same on the other side. Okay guys, so what I'd like you to do now is some back combs. So I've got Sadie's part line there, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some back combing coming this way. So I'm going to take my slices of hair that way and do my back comb to about here. I'm going to do the same on this side, but then after about an inch inwards with that part line, I'm going to start taking my sections this way and doing the back comb in this bit, and I'm going to do that all through to the crown area here. So you'll just spray, guys, and I'm just using this little smoothing and back combing brush, pushing down. You don't need to go too mad, just at the root there, a little bit further up, and then just letting that fall that way. And again, I'm just going to flip that back down. I'm not going to smooth it out yet. And next I'm going to work on this crown area, guys, here. And I'm going to be bringing this back comb in sections like that. Okay, I'm going to sort out this back comb, guys, because Sadie's like looking in the mirror going, what the actual heck? So I'm going to bring it all back for you now. So as you can see, if you can just pop your chin down for me, Sadie. So we've got this back comb coming this way. And then we've got this back comb coming back. And now, again, you'll use your little brush. So it's a smoothing brush and a back comb brush. And I'm just going to gently just start working this hair. So what you want now is just to be gently brushing over the top, so we don't see any of that back comb, okay? So I don't want this to be too perfect. So sometimes just running your hands through that hair just releases it up a little bit and just stops it from becoming too smooth and too perfect. So you'll just twist this hair around like that. You can just push it up a little bit if you want to, and I'm going to be pinning just where that hair's rolled into the head there. So just take your long grip, don't open it up, catch hold of that hair, and then push it into that little tunnel that you've made. So just push it in. Do that a couple of times. So I'm just spraying this little area with a little bit of hairspray, holding on to what we've just done there. So the way this style is going to sit is it's sort of all going to sweep across and come over Sadie's right shoulder. So to start that sort of sweeping process, I'm going to take a chunk of hair from here, and I'm almost just going to bend it over the top like that and pin it. I'm then going to pick up this strand that we've pinned here, so this is the same strand, and I'm going to kind of loop it through here very, very gently, okay? So I'm just going to bring it up, put my fingers through that hole, bring it up, grab hold of it, and then kind of bring it back through, almost to create a sort of knot. And then I'm going to pin this bit to the top. So next I'm going to be working on this left-hand side of Sadie's hair. So what you've got to imagine is you kind of want everything kind of flowing over to the right. So if you just pick up a section of hair, you might need to put a tiny bit of back comb in this area just to give it a little bit of structure. And And then I'm going to twist that towards Sadie's head like that. Again, creating that little like sort of tunnel that we did at the top here. I'm just going to place that piece of hair there. And then going to get that grip, and that grip's going to slide up. So one side of the grip's coming this side, and one side of the grip's going that side. So if you just watch what I do there, so it's just going to slide up, holding that strand of hair in place. So then I'm going to get another section of hair, possibly do a little bit of back comb underneath again. Making sure you smooth out any back comb, and again I'm just going to twist it towards the head and just pin. Okay guys, this little piece of hair, I actually want to keep out of the style, so I might recurl it afterwards, but what I'm going to do is, so I don't get tempted to pin it up, is I'm just going to grab hold of this little piece of hair and just pin this out my way, and we'll release that later, because these styles tend to look really pretty with just some random curls now and again. So if you do see a nice curl that's popped out, pin it to one side and then release that once the style's done. And then again guys, on this side you're going to basically be repeating what you were doing on the other side. So a tiny bit of back comb, brushing it out. And it's a pretty simple technique once you get the hang of it, but it just looks so effective. Kind of makes the hair look like it's got like kind of waves in. So now I'm just taking a slice of hair from near where we sort of did this bunched up area, and I'm just going to take that slice of hair and pop that out my way, and I'll come back to that in a minute and show you what I'm going to do with that section. So this piece of hair that we put out the way, what I'd like you to do is create a little hair flower, which sounds a lot harder than it is. All you're going to do is a 3-strand braid. So when you're doing this 3-strand braid guys, what I would like you to do is braid firmly but not too tightly, because you're going to be pulling this left hand side. It hasn't got to be perfect, just pull those little edges, do a few more stitches and keep pulling at those edges. So I'm just popping an elastic in the bottom here guys. I've got new nails and I am not used to working with them. It's not going well, I'm not going to lie. I think they might have to come off soon. So all you're going to do is wind this braid up. So you're going to keep it flat, turning it over. I want a little bit of a hole in the middle, okay? I might keep that tail out, I haven't decided yet. So I'm just going to keep on turning that over. Can you see how it's creating that flower shape? So keep on turning it over. Yeah, and that curl is actually sitting really, really nicely there, so I will keep that there, okay? So I'm going to place the flower about here. Using some medium grips now, I'm just going to sort of like wiggle that grip behind the flower, catching hold of as much of the hair without it showing on top, wiggling it and just pushing that through. Again guys, I am just going to move that little tail up here so I don't forget and pin it up, okay? And we'll release those afterwards. So that is kind of like the hard bit done now. You've got the flower in, you've got the back comb in, you've got those bits in that you've twisted, and now I'm going to use elastics for the rest of this hair. So what I'm going to do is take a slice of hair from the nape of Sadie's neck. So we want to keep that kind of flowing motion this way, okay? So I'll take a slice of hair from there, and then I'm going to take another slice of hair from about here, just gently, don't want to disturb those grips, smoothing it out gently with your fingers, and then going to combine those two sections together. And then just going to make a little hole, and I'm just going to bring this hair through towards the head like that. And then going to tighten up that elastic, and then hold onto it and use my fingers to create the same kind of texture and volume that we did with the pinning. The reason I'm using elastics now is, one, it's quicker, and two, this will hold a lot more securely around the nape of the neck and as we bring that hair down than grips ever would. I'm then going to do the same, guys, with this section here. So I'm just going to take a slice here, take another slice, and then combine these two bits together with an elastic again. Creating that hole again, grabbing hold of this pony, flipping it through, tightening it up slightly, and then using your fingers to create the texture again. And then just keep repeating this process, trying to remember that you are trying to work your way over to this right shoulder. So what you've got to remember about this technique now, I'm going to do this all the way down to the bottom, coming over Sadie's shoulder. Now, if you do it too uniform, so I'll show you what I mean. If I was to take a strand from here and a strand from there, join them up with elastic and keep flipping it, it's going to look like a big fishtail braid, and I want it to look a little bit different than a fishtail. So what I'd like you to do when you're taking these strands is kind of work from left to right. So with these two strands, I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to take two strands of hair like we have been doing, but rather than joining them up in the middle like that, I'm going to join them either to the left or right. So I'm going to take this more to the left hand side. I'm going to kind of take it over to the other side now. So I'm still going to use two sections like that. Kind of taking it over to this right hand side now. And then to finish, guys, what I'm going to do, I'm going to recurl that bit there, is I've sort of got this last little piece here, and I'm just going to kind of like bend it around to the back there. And then I'm just going to use a grip and just pin that round the back. So I've just turned Sadie round now. I'm going to release those little bits that we left out and see how they fall. They might need a recurl, you see, because they've been kind of pinned up. Now, I am going to put in a little bit of pink pewter accessories. So this particular one comes on a headband, but I don't want the headband part today, so it does come off. So the accessories I used on Rosie were again pink pewter, but the Velcro range. So this is slightly different. So you can check out my Instagram if you want to see Rosie's accessories. But this is the one I'm using today on Sade. So I've got Sadie to hold that for me in the centre of her forehead. And I'm just going to lift up that strand of hair and allow that just to kind of fall over it. I'm then going to pick up this hair here and almost just sort of wedge it in so you can't see that little metal ring. And I'll then just use a grip to just push that into place. And lastly, guys, I'm going to put this little gem in the middle of the flower. This is on Velcro. Again, this is pink pewter. So I'll just use a tiny bit of hairspray or clay spray in the centre there just to give a little bit of grip. Take hold of the gem and then you just kind of like wiggle it to allow the Velcro to catch onto the hair. And then unbelievably that just stays, and trust me, it stayed all day in Rosie's wedding. So guys, that is the style finished. I'm going to do a little spin for you. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Please feel free to go over to my Instagram and have a nosy of what Rosie's style looked like on her wedding day and what her dress was like. She looked amazing. So thank you for watching again, and don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and we'll be back with another video very soon. Bye.